Hi! Today I want to demonstrate for you a Christmas card I designed using the Boughs and Berry embossing folder from the 2015 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. When we look at the holiday catalog, we see a few samples. One where they embossed Whisper White cardstock, Bermuda Bay cardstock, and real red cardstock. And all of the samples are quite lovely, but I wanted to watercolor it. So before we get started, let me welcome you. Welcome to StampingSmiles.com. I'm Shelley Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 14 years I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles. So it all starts with the embossing, so let me grab my Big Shot. Here we have it, and so we'll need the multi-purpose platform that comes with the purchase of a Big Shot. And so our sandwich is on tab 1, and I like to slide that through and get it out of my way. And then we need a cutting pad, our embossing folder, and then cardstock. And I have here Whisper White cardstock. And so let's put it on this side. This is cut to size. This is 4 1/4 because mine is going to cover the entire front of the card. So we've got that from edge to edge, and now we want to make sure it's centered here from this edge to that edge. Perfect. So there, and then we need another cutting pad. And go ahead and feed that through. It's just like magic when it comes out on the other side all embossed. My goodness, isn't that pretty? So now I need to put this aside so we can color it. I tried coloring it a couple different ways. First, I used the sponge daubers with the classic Stampin' Pads, and the pattern's pretty small. I had ink in areas I didn't want. And then I tried the Fantastics because it has a small point. It just wasn't the look that I was going for at all. Not pretty. And so then I thought, what would it look like if I watercolored? I've never done that before, but let's try. And so that's exactly what I did. And I decided I wanted pink poinsettias. So I have here the Pink Pirouette Classic Stampin' Pad. Now, because I'm going to watercolor, I know that I want to get ink in the lid. So I'm pressing the pad into the lid, and look, we've got some color there. So I need my aqua painter. I have here a paper towel for cleaning when I change colors. All right, so let me squeeze to get the water going and to make sure I cleaned it after the last time. And let's pick up some pink. I don't have as much as you'd think I would. This is pretty quick. We have all these berries to color, and then the poinsettias. All right. Pretty. Like I said, the sponge daubers, oh my goodness, I couldn't control the ink very well. And the Fantastics, rubbing it on just wasn't all that attractive. I'm so glad I tried this because I really, really like the look. Can't wait for you to see the entire card done. So we've got all these berries to do, but let me move on so you get the idea, right? And so then we have the Pinecones, and I chose the Crumb Cake Classic Stampin' Pad. Press some ink into that lid, push flip, and open that up. Okay, and there are only 4 Pinecones, and I chose Crumb Cake because I was choosing the soft Pink Pirouette, so I didn't want these suddenly to be really dark, but I wanted to give them that a little bit of color. And pink and brown, just a beautiful combination. So we only have the 4 to color. And look, this isn't fussy at all. You know, I don't need perfection. I'm just touching the top of them, to, the tops, the embossed area, to give it some color. And then Wild Wasabi for my green. So again, pressing that pad into the lid, push flip. There we go. And because I'm changing colors, I do need to squeeze and wipe that off. Okay. And let's go in and add our green. Isn't this fun? I said I had never tried this before. Now I'm excited to see what other embossing folders this would look good on. But it sure looks fantastic with this. All right, let's catch. I'm going to just do everything in the green. What's remaining? We have the pine, and the poinsettia leaves, and the holly. Okay, and so you get the idea. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, so let me clean that off because we're going to put it aside. Close this up, and by the magic of television, I have one all done. How about that? All right, and so I didn't emboss the front of the card because embossing tends to weaken the card, and sometimes when it's standing up, I just don't like the look. So I just cut it to the entire size, and we're going to adhere it with mini glue dots. And so you just take this out. There's no applicator. Peel them back till you can see in the light. And we're going to take our cardstock to it. We don't want to touch them. These are extremely sticky, and so we don't want to take away from that stickiness. And why we're using mini glue dots, because we have this embossed. You know, they're going to get up into that embossed area and give us this really good hold. And so, you know, you see that I'm putting on more than just the corners, because I want this to lay really nice and flat. Okay, and so we're just going to put this right on here. So now, and I'm putting this on thick Whisper White cardstock, so now look how pretty that is, and I have a really good sturdy base. And so when I first made this card, I thought these flowers looked a lot like the poinsettias in this Christmas Wishes from the Cozy Christmas, and stamped this right in the center. And I have to tell you, I didn't love it. Well, I did layer it. I did put it on Whisper White cardstock and layered it with pink pirouette. But the card, this part was so beautiful, it just wasn't enough at all. So I decided I'm going to make a pink poinsettia. And I have here the Festive Flower Builder Punch, and we're going to use it with the Reason for the Season stamp set. And this comes in a bundle. And so we need the largest of the petals or leaves, and this is photopolymer, and so you need to have an acrylic block, and that just sticks right on there. And so I've got here some pink pirouette cardstock, and then we need back our pink pirouette plastic stamping pad. So push, flip. Now we're going to lock that lid into place. So let's ink this. Tone on tone is so pretty. Now you could do these poinsettias without stamping first, but oh my goodness, it just adds so much having the veins on these petals. And then here's another tip. This isn't symmetrical. This comes to a point. Do you see these? Okay, so we want the points to be at the tip of the flower. So it makes a difference how we put that in there. Center that in there, and then punch. Okay, so for the poinsettia that I did, we need 9 of those. Well, I went ahead and got those all punched. And let me gather all of those up, and then we'll build the flower. So I have 9 of the large pink pirouette petals, 4 of the small pink pirouette petals, 2 of the double petals in pink pirouette, and 3 of the large petals in wild wasabi. And then for the center, I have 2 of these in gold glimmer paper. And then we need something to attach them to. So I punched wild wasabi cardstock with a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Okay, so you may laugh at me, but I'm okay with that. You know, I built my first one, and then I use it for a pattern. And this one I did for my 12 Weeks of Christmas. And so I'm just going to make life easy. This is what I do. So I set this down, all right? And so I have a petal. We're going to use the mini glue dots, because it took me a while to get things just the way I wanted them. So I thought, well, flitter, why keep doing this over and over, trying to figure it out? Ha ha. All right. I'm feeling pretty clever because it doesn't take me very long at all to build these, where without it I just keep moving around and fussing and getting things just right. Okay, one more. If you said, ooh, when you saw that gold poinsettia, I don't blame you. It is just so pretty. Okay, so look at that. Those are all set. Now we're going to start with our pink pirouette ones. Okay. Look how easy it is doing it like this. Like I said, it took me a while to get my first one built up. And I thought, okay, and this is right here. These are just so doggone pretty. I looked up pink pirouette, or not pink pirouette, huh? We talk in Stampin' Up! Colors. Pink poinsettias. Oh, and they're just so pretty online. Some of the centers were yellow, some of them were green, and I did start with the wild wasabi for the center, and it was pretty, but you know, then I changed my mind. Woman's prerogative. Okay. So this is our bottom layer, and I can see the next layer. Now here's the thing. For the next layer, we need to move to Stampin' Dimensionals. You need that dimension between them, between the layers, to really be able to see them well. And I like using 2 on each one. You could also sponge the edges of this to make the petals stand out more. Let's just go ahead and turn those over and get some, hey, you know, cardstock has 2 sides. Oh, that would have been some scrap. It's all good. Okay. These are honeycomb, the Stampin' Dimensionals, and so you get 300 in a package. Fantastic. Now if you've ever struggled to get these off, watch. Just press down with your thumbnail and those edges pop right up. So let's just, well, okay, since that one's up in the air, let's go ahead and do that. All right. In case you hadn't done this, I wanted to build one for you. I didn't want to just have it done and you not to get to see how to do that. Okay, I want that point out here. Because once you see it done, then it just makes it a lot easier to make one yourself. And hey, go ahead and make a sample one, and so that you'll have it. Okay, let me rotate. I got off a little bit. We have one right here. Great. So now it's to the point I can't see the gold underneath. So we get to remove this because I know how they're going to go now. Okay. Oh, and this one comes over. Okay, I could have seen that on there, but there we go. We're good. And so again, we still need Stampin' Dimensionals between these. So this is getting small enough. We can get by with one. Love that trick of pressing down with the thumbnail and getting those to pop up. Went to a Stampin' Up! Event, and see here we're just going to go between them. And that was worth it. Just for that. Just that little tip, because it made my life so much easier. If you haven't tried this yet, this is just a beautiful, beautiful punch. And the veins, you know, I didn't stamp on that glimmer paper, that gold glimmer paper, but isn't it beautiful seeing all of that? Okay, so now these double ones, again, let's do Stampin' Dimensionals. Just that dimension between the layers is what makes this. Well, every part of it comes together, doesn't it? The veins are just gorgeous, the tone on tone. Okay. Never time myself making one, but for all that, you know, putting that together, that just didn't take long at all, did it? And what a beautiful, beautiful flower you have when you're done. So those crisscross over each other. Okay, got a glue dot out further than I meant. And so now I could do a mini glue dot, but they're bigger than that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my fast fuse. Okay. Like I said, this was pretty. It really was, with the Wild Wasabi center. But when you see my finished card, you'll see why I changed my mind and went to the gold. You know what? We're going to use a mini glue dot because that gold glimmer paper. So I'm going to take my nail and make it smaller. Let's roll it up a little bit. Well, okay. So it wants to be on my finger. I'm trying really hard not to touch it. There we go. But we wouldn't want it, stuck out because then it would stick in our card, the envelope. There we go. There's our beautiful, beautiful poinsettia. And look, isn't this gorgeous? I am just so tickled with this in the soft pink and the soft green. So now I need to show you my finished card. Here's my finished Christmas card. Didn't it turn out lovely? And it all started with a desire to color the embossed images from the Boughs and Berry embossing folder. And then my greeting, Have a Cozy Christmas, well, that's from the Cozy Christmas stamp set. And then I have here I made a little banner with wild wasabi cardstock, and then some gold cording trim, also from the holiday catalog. Very, very pretty. If you enjoy learning stamping tips, I invite you to subscribe to the Stampers Insider. It's your free stamping source for inspiration, information, and ideas. So go now to www.thestampersinsider.com to subscribe. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamp smiles. Thanks for watching.